Hey everyone, I'm Candace.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Sherelle.
And we are
Sistas Unscripted.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We are completely unscripted, where we talk about all the things, all the shit, whatever we want, from the eyes of Black sisters. So stay and kick it with us.
Let's get into it.
What's up? What's up? What is our topic for today? We're talking about embarrassing stories / embarrassing first dates, because everyone, or not embarrassing first dates, embarrassing date stories or embarrassing
or worst
stories.
dates.
Or yeah, that's it.
Well, do you want to start us? I know you got some.
I think it really wasn't like a first date or an embarrassing date, but at the time, well, it really wasn't even a date now that I think about it. But I'm gonna kind of like loop this in, okay? So there's this one time I went to Beto's, okay? I went to Beto's with G Unit.
Not
okay?
Beto's.
Yeah, Beto's is fine. Whatever. At the time, Beto's was cool. And we went to the trampoline park, and then after we went to go eat some food over at Beto's, and he ordered me the Californian burrito, which was great. No complaints. That was the best Californian burrito I'd ever had. Get some ketchup. Bomb. Okay.
What's in the California burrito?
I don't know. It's just a burrito. It's got some potatoes and some cheese. I think there's some steak in there. It's whatever. And
Sorry, you talk about food, and I kind of want to know more. So,
oh, well, you can always look up the Beto's menu. You know what I mean? It's whatever. Anyway,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yeah, right. I feel the kids nowadays, they would say it's bussin'. Such a stupid term. Anyway,
no,
So-
they wouldn't say bussin'. They'd say it's cooking.
fire.
It's cooking.
What? Bussin'?
What? Yeah, you have
No. I mean, probably it's been around
because
for a
you
where
live
while.
have
under
you-
a rock, theater geek.
Listen, I'm a theater geek too, and I know what that is.
Yeah, but you got kids.
But they don't say bussin'.
Yeah, but you keep up more of the lingo because you got kids. Let me see if I can act this out for you, Latoya. You live under a rock. Was that good?
That looked like a circle. You need to be more
More like interpretive. Like this. What does this say? This says, "Help! Someone's trying to hit me. My father figure is going to slap me."
All right.
Anyway,
Tell us more about this story that I know is going to end in some shits.
so yeah, he got me the burrito. It was dope. I liked it. Great. I went back. This wasn't the date part, but I went back and I got the same thing. But the thing was pissing grease. And I didn't understand why, because the first time I got it, it was so good. I went back to the same place and everything like that, right? And so I was talking to him and I was talking to him and I was like, yo, dude, what is going on with this burrito? It's like pissing grease right now. And he's like, they put an extra side of grease in it. You gotta ask for that on the side. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing. So just next time you go, ask for the extra side, or ask for the grease on the side. And I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good. So I go there with a friend after color guard, and I was like, hey, can I get the Californian, but that extra side of grease that you guys put in, can you just put it on the side? And the dude's like, bueno. And I'm like, yeah, you guys put an extra side of grease in the burrito. Can you just put it on the side? And he's like, little memento. So he grabbed the cook, and the cook is all like, what you need, ma'am? So it's like, can I have the Californian burrito with the extra? Like, I'm not like irritated, but I'm also like, what am I saying wrong? Because like I'm pretty clear. Can I get the Californian, but the extra grease that you put in, can you just put it on the side, please? And then he just laughed at me and walked away and made my meal. And again, it was pissing grease. And it wasn't until years later, and when I say years later, I just realized it a few years ago, that G was actually making fun of me. And I was just naive. I didn't know. So I made a fucking fool of myself when I was, because they don't. It's just how the burrito is. So I'm probably sitting there insulting them about their food.
Girl,
I'm
your
the,
Utah
I'm the dumb
showing.
fuck. Yeah, dude, I just trust people. I just trust people. So every time I think about that, I do cringe a little bit. Yeah. But as far as first dates go, I don't really have, or not first dates, embarrassing dates. I don't really go on a lot of dates. So I don't really have a lot of embarrassing dates. I have cringy moments, but I don't have.
Well, tell us
Anyway,
more
I'm
about
good.
those, because I'm like, that can't be
Wait.
your most embarrassing moment.
That's not a most embarrassing moment.
I just had an observation.
Sure.
Did you say bueno to them?
No.
No, I think they
When-
said it to her. That's what I got when she was saying that. They said bueno, but they said that to her.
Isn't bueno mean good?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's probably me just
Wait.
misremembering because I want to pretend like I know Spanish.
No, I think it's bien. Hold on. Muy
Bien
bueno.
means
Hold on. Bueno. We gonna Google this.
bien. Sorry,
Bueno.
I'm doing a
Fuck
lot
you.
of
Oh,
Google.
listen. Bueno actually means well. Well. So it's bien. Bien is good, and then bueno is well.
See,
That's-
we get some education on different
Okay.
languages. That's not what I'm studying on Duolingo, but it's good to know.
Don't come for us, people that speak Spanish. We trying to learn.
You can come teach us.
Yes.
I would love to learn. You know, I'm gonna start saying that like bueno.
You're gonna have
Oh my
people looking at you
gosh.
like you crazy.
Yesterday, I was
Probably.
not yesterday, the day before. Time is irrelevant. I was on a flight. I'm honestly, speaking of uncultured, I'm getting cultured. Okay. So there was this man, and I was working first class and I was taking orders, and there was this man who I asked him what he wanted to eat for dinner. I'm really polite. I was like, "Are you joining us for dinner?" See, I say that, and that's very cool. And so, and he's like, do you have anything kosher? And I was like, kosher. And I'm thinking kosher is like fancy. And I was like, it's airplane food, bro. And he's all like, but is it kosher? In the plane, it's kind of hard to. There's noise going, so I'm more of a lip reader when it comes to that. I try to put things together, but I really look at lips, and so I'm like, yeah, I just kind of like stumble my way through. And he's like, well, do you have anything blessed? And I'm like, we can pretend it's blessed. Like I can bless it for you. Like, thank you God for this food. I can bless it for you. No big deal. And he's all like, no, do you have anything kosher or blessed? And he was saying it a little bit more serious. And I was like, wait, are you messing with me? Because I'm messing with you. And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry if I said anything insensitive. I don't know what the hell you mean. He's Jewish. Thank God. He was really cool.
I'm surprised you hadn't
Hey.
ever heard that word before. Yeah, kosher.
No, I mean, I've heard the word, but in the moment I would have been like, wait, what do you mean? I don't understand. I mean, that's called growing up rich, but on the broke side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't
We're
think
learning.
about that to even think about asking what it means because I like to use context clues. So with the context clues, I gather, do you have anything like good, fancy, sophisticated on the plane? And I'm like, no, dude, it's airplane food. What do you expect? Anyway,
Wait, were they in first class?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what you said. Yeah. Interesting.
And I thought it was
Next time
funny.
you just ask. Just ask next time.
Again, I don't think enough to ask. I just josh with them, you know.
Okay.
Anyway,
get that.
So yeah, but hey, he did.
Well, you just
teach
don't
me
want
what
to
is,
do it
like,
to the wrong
kosher.
person.
Yeah, I know. That's why I apologized, and I'm so sorry. And then the person next to him, she was just cracking up, and she's like, "Girl, you need you need to do stand up because you have me cracking up over here." I'm like, jeez. Especially when I take orders for like drinks, they're all like, "Do you have any Chardonnay?" And I'm like, "I'm an alcoholic, so what is a Chardonnay?" And they're like, "Kidding, right?" And I'm like, "Is it a like it's a wine?" I'm like, "Oh, then just say that." And then just say that. Is it the red wine or the white wine? And like it's the white one.
White.
Okay, gotcha.
Even
And then
I know
again,
that.
she's just like, "Girl, do I look like I drink wine?" Anyway, back to the topic.
Do I look like I drink wine?
That's a
Yes, you
yes.
do. You drink red.
I like both, but I do like a well. If I had to drink a white, it would have to be more dry. So like a Chardonnay would be nice, but I do like my red. But I become a champagne girly, which is weird for me to say. I love my champagne.
Okay, bougie.
And then of course I like my tequila. But
Not the tequila.
girl, you know it. Let's go. Tequila, a little bit of bourbon. Yeah, I like it all.
Dang, girl.
Watch
Because you like to drink
workaholics.
whiskey too, don't you?
Love it. That's
Dang.
bourbon.
That's y'all saw. I think you saw
Good
me
bourbon.
take a drink of whiskey once, and y'all saw my face. It was like bitter beer face. Remember that back in the day? Like that's
You should
straight up.
reenact it.
Yeah, no, we ain't reenacting it right now. Ain't cute. Nobody needs to see that. So, but back to like embarrassing moments. So, Sherelle, is that what's your most embarrassing moment that you can remember?
My most embarrassing moment that I can think of, I mean, it's always hard, like I mentioned, to think of the most or the ist or whatever, but when I think of embarrassing, the one that always comes to mind is growing up in Kaysville. I mean, everyone knows I was a loser. I was made fun of a lot, and I would desperately do anything to try to fit in. Obviously, even if it's my expense. Anyway, so um I don't remember. I think I was in 5th grade or 4th grade, and I went to the bathroom. I don't I don't know what sparked it. Maybe it was a heavy bullying day or I don't know, something like that, but I went to the bathroom. I threw a whole bunch of water on the fuck, dude. Oh, cringy. I threw a whole bunch of water on the floor and I sat on it. I know. I know, I know. So I walked around pretending that I peed in my pants.
Wait, how old
I
were
know.
we? How old were you?
I don't think we're in the same I don't think we're in the same school at that point. I feel like you guys were graduated, so or you guys went to junior high. So I was either 5th grade or
So
4th grade.
elementary school then still.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, so I did that. I walked around with just this giant wet spot on my ass, and people are like, "What'd you do? Pee yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. I did." And they're like, "What a fucking idiot." And I was like, "What? Wait, what?"
Wait, they said that kind of language in elementary school. Some parents. I
Listen,
mean,
you heard about Isaiah telling his sister, "Hey, I know what the F word is."
that's true.
Yeah, of course I didn't say that, but that's what it felt like anyway. So
Did someone
yeah.
did someone come up to you and say, well, if peeing in your pants is cool, then call me Miles Davis.
Wedding singer, right?
No,
No, wait.
Billy Madison.
Yeah, I.
I mean, at least it's in the
It's
world
in the world
of
of
Adam
Adam Sandler.
Sandler.
Oh my
That's right.
gosh.
I just love the confidence that you had. Yeah, that was Wedding Singer. I was like, absolutely.
Girl.
Okay, now
Yeah.
my question is, Sherelle, what was the reason? Like to fit in? Like you
Yeah,
did
because
that
I
to
I
fit
felt
in?
like people yeah, I felt like people would not laugh at me, but I don't know why I didn't think they would laugh at me, why they wouldn't laugh at me, but I didn't think that they'd laugh at me. I honestly thought it'd just like make me cool and it would make me fit in, and it did the opposite. And so when I mean, everyone fuck, it just was not good, and so we all lined up for PE, and my teacher was like, "Okay, no more laughing, this isn't fun anymore," and I was like, "Man, this is, like, the biggest mistake ever," and so I and everyone I told them that it was just water once when I quickly realized that it was just backfiring on me, and so we had to go to PE. I was in the back of the line, and I went to the bathroom, and those dryers that you had to, like, push the button to, like, get it to dry, I stuck my ass, like, make sure that it had some good airflow, and then I just kept pressing that button, and I drew my ass off. I dried it. I dried all that shit because I was all like, "I'm good." And then I was, like, 10, 15 minutes late to PE, and I just showed up cheery as ever, and people are like, "What happened? Peeing pants, girl?" I'm like, "It's not there anymore, see? I didn't pee in my pants." And it was just like it went away. I don't know. That always comes to mind, things we do to fit in. It's
Things you do to fit in.
a rough lesson.
Oof. Can we just like deep dive into the psychology of that for a second? That just like breaks my heart for you that you felt the need to like do something that extreme to feel like to fit in. It's just
Honestly, I appreciate that, but your heart is broken years too late.
well, I've never heard this story. You never told us. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal anymore. I'm this cool person you see before you today. So all those things need to happen for me to be the cool person that I am. And honestly, that's why some of the reasons why I'm so confident about myself now. Like I feel like I have been made fun of for everything, and at that point, people are either gonna keep making fun of me or I'm just gonna own it and be confident with it. So like, fuck it.
Toy, what do you think your most embarrassing moment is?
I'm trying to think. Probably there's only one that I'm really recalling right now. So I used to be really good at sports when I was younger, or at least I thought I was. And I usually was, even though I was the biggest loser, which was totally fine, kind of. I got made fun of really badly too, girl. But I was really good at I was tall, I could run fast and kick soccer balls and like kickball really, really well. So I was always either picked first or second because of my skills. So this one day we had this, it was an elementary school. We were having a kickball tournament against all the other classrooms. I think I was in, oh, was it fifth grade? And of course I had my little crush. I didn't remember who it was, but he was, cute. And actually, maybe it was still the same person I think it was that I had a crush on since like fourth grade. Anyway, he was also picked either first or second too, because he could run really fast as well. We had like a competition one time where we were put against each other. And we actually came in at the same time. And he was like, "Oh, you're really good." And I was like, "How should I didn't know what to say. I was awkward. I was a kid because my crush talked to me. And he gave me a compliment versus like being a butt of a joke. Anyway, so we're doing the kickball tournament and it was raining that day or it stopped. We still played kickball even though the grass was wet and all this stuff. And so I swear it was like a picture day or something too. But I remember feeling cute. And mind you, being a family that both of our parents worked full time. So when we went to school, they were not at the house anymore. They were working and we kind of had to like take care of ourselves. We'd come home from by walking or riding our bikes and then we do our chores and then probably cook dinner for ourselves. But anyway, the reason why I say this is because so we were in the outfield, the team trying to get the team out, and then the other class were kicking the ball. And I was like pretty decent at also kicking the ball and also catching the ball. And so that this person kicked the ball and I like caught a ball and everyone's like, "Yeah, Latoya." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like yay. People like me right now." But this one particular time, this ball was someone kicked it flying up in the air, and I was like, "I got it, I got it." And I was sprinting to go and catch it, but I wasn't looking down to see what was happening. And then all of a sudden, I was on the ground, not realizing that I was running right into a puddle. No one said to stop, and I slid, like, literally went whoop, bam, and slid all the way down the puddle, all the way down from my head all the way to my
That
back.
vaguely sounds familiar. Keep going.
You remember
That
that?
vaguely sounds familiar.
And so I got up and I was humiliated. Everyone, of course, is laughing. And I'm like, oh. And then the crappy part is that I can't go home to change because mom and
Have to
dad
work.
are working. So I literally had to go for the rest of the school day with mud on my back, like had to dry with the mud. I think they got me like some paper towels that someone had to like, a teacher had to help wipe me down. And then I had to wear it for the rest of the day as it dried on me.
And the sensory overload that I bet you had the rest of that day. Because I cannot,
Oh my gosh,
because like, it reminds me of like being wet when when you have dry clothes on and it's raining and you don't have
Yes.
anywhere to go, you have to stay outside. I cannot stand that
Yes.
feeling.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So like in feeling like when you're trying to like sit and do your homework, I felt like the crunches and like chunks of
Oof.
the mud coming off as it dried. It was the worst day.
So like, did they ask to call mom and dad? I mean, I know they're working, but did they say, hey, let's call your parents?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but like, what are they gonna do? Mom's not gonna leave work because she can't, and dad sure as hell is not gonna leave
Yeah.
work. So I just
If
kind of
that
had
were to
to
happen,
suffer.
if dad were to leave work, it would come with some guilt. Like, why the fuck should you do that? No, I gotta leave work. This is why we
Right.
have Salisbury
Like,
steak for dinner.
Not the Salisbury steak. I can still taste it, guys. I
Nah.
can still taste it.
Every time I like you say it, I have a vivid image of it, and I'm like, how did we eat that and like still not die? We're still
Wasn't
here.
my
bad.
gosh.
I actually dug Salisbury steak, so jokes on you guys.
I can taste like the hard
Mm-mm.
parts in it. Do you remember the hard parts?
See, the one that I remember the most of the taste is the
I didn't like the
turkey.
turkey.
See,
The turkey was
That
gross.
turkey one.
See, I would have rather had the turkey than the Salisbury steak. I mean, I can't have either one now, but like I would have had the turkey over the Salisbury steak any day.
Nah.
I would have just had the tuna.
Oof.
My roommate
Just tuna and
eats
rice.
the turkey, or no, eats
It's so
the
good.
Salisbury steak one still, and I'm like, oh, memories.
You're like, people actually eat that and actually like it?
Yeah, we really are broke.
you know? Oh,
But our
yeah, I'm
parents did
sorry.
what they could. So, and we had food in our bellies. So very grateful for that. But also that stuff was nasty.
Yes, that stuff is scarred in my brain. If ever I have to retort to that, I ain't doing it.
She's
I'm
like,
just
just
gonna do
unplug
temp
me.
tuna. Checking out. Take me out. Take me out the Matrix.
Dang, that sucks. I don't remember that. Like, and I don't know if you've ever, I feel like I've never heard that story, but you know how I am. I feel like my brain I be compartmentalizing stuff like way back in there and I don't remember stuff.
Well, I wonder if that was 6th grade. So I wonder if you're already in junior high by
Oh,
that
that would
point.
make sense.
So I can't remember all like what grade it was, but I know it was at a certain school. And that school that I went to, that new elementary school, I was there for 2 years. So I'm pretty sure it
Okay.
was my 6th
And I
grade
think I
in
was
6th
at that
grade.
new school for 1 year. So yeah, so then I was
Mhm.
in junior high then at that point. So
Yeah, I think so.
interesting.
So, I mean, there's also a
Spill it.
horrible cringe experience in junior high, or was it high school? It was high
Tell
school
us.
where they asked you and me to sing the national anthem.
Jeez.
I mean, trust. I
When we were
remember
flat,
being like, I mean, ease into the story, but yes.
forgot about that.
Remember how I was like trying to riff and I was like trying to pretend that I'm like Whitney Houston, but really
Jeez.
it was so bad. It was so bad. And guess what? It was recorded
Yeah.
by somebody, and they're like, remember all the white girls, because we went to a predominantly white school, like there was like hardly any people of color there, and all the white girls were like, oh my god, you guys were so good. I can't believe that your sisters, you can sing like that. Rewind, when I listened to the video, I was like, oh yeah, I was like feeling good. I was like, we did that, we sound like good. Then I listened to it and I was like, why did anyone let me do
Listen,
that? That's why I stopped riffing.
and for anyone that doesn't know what
It was
riffing
so
is, because
bad.
I've had people ask me that before. It's like when Beyonce be doing all these different tricks and stuff with her voice when she's singing. So yeah, so that's a riff
Yeah, or it's called a
or a
run.
lick. They
Some
call it licks
people
too.
or a lick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your education on the music
Yes.
lingo, but yeah,
I
that's
remember.
one that comes to mind in front of the whole
I remember
school.
that was junior high. No, wait.
Was that junior high?
I feel like it was junior high because I remember wearing white
Maybe it was.
overalls. Do you remember me wearing the white overalls? And there's a picture of us in the yearbook.
Mhm.
Well, it may have been high school.
No, it had to have been high school.
How embarrassing.
Trust me, I think that was like my first year in high
Dang,
school.
girl.
After I got
I was going to
kicked
say,
off
is
the
this before or
squad.
after you got kicked off the cheerleading squad?
They're like, let's show her some
What
titties.
era?
Let's give
What
her
era
that.
of hair was that for you, Can? Was that the circle hair or the triangle hair?
Oh
No,
my
I think
god.
if
You
I
teased
remember
that
it
shit
correctly,
to the shape gods.
listen, that was so, like, I thought I was the shit too. I was like, I'm so
Obviously.
cute.
Well, you know
turn
it was?
around
It
like
was the
this,
bump
you're
it
like,
before the bump it.
you're like, what's up, guys? How we doing?
Oh my goodness, we need to find our yearbooks and like do like a post like some throwback pictures on our page. I think I think
Oh my
people would love
gosh.
that. But oh my gosh, yeah. But I think that was it was either I don't remember the timing, but obviously it was either before or after because I remember my hair being not the big frizzy thing, but it was I'm trying to think. It was the time when all the girls. No, it
Crimp.
wasn't the crimp. It wasn't the crimp. No,
wasn't?
it was when all the girls were using the diffuser to diffuse their hair, their natural curl. And I'd had relaxers, and I was like, "Oh, I want my hair to look curly," and so I would just let it air dry. Not cute, guys. Look like a little rat. Not cute.
Not a rat.
Cute. Yeah,
She's
I
all looking
remember
like
it, right?
Splinter. She's like, where's my little turtles?
But yeah, oh my gosh. I totally, yeah, no, I definitely was, it was definitely the phase where I was trying to think that I could diffuse my hair when my hair was fully relaxed. So there was no natural curl whatsoever. So it was just like this weird wave thing. The one that comes to mind for my most embarrassing story. So I can't think of any from childhood right now, but when I was performing as a production cast principal on Norwegian Cruise Lines, we did quite a few shows, a cruise, but we were doing this show called Band on the Run, and it was doing like 70s music. We were doing Lady Marmalade, we were doing YMCA, like that type of music. And so I wore wigs most of the time in the shows because it was just easier. And I felt prettier too, which that's a whole different topic for us Black girls, wearing weaves and wigs and stuff like that, because we're not used to our natural hair, or the fact that people, have made natural hair quote unquote unprofessional or blah, 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 blah for the longest time. But anyway, that's a totally different topic. But so anyway, we're doing Lady Marmalade, and literally I'm doing gitchy, gitchy, ya, ya, da, da. And then all of a sudden we do like this little like body roll thing, and my wig comes off, straight up comes off. And like literally my body's doing this, I'm doing this. And then the wig goes down, and I was like, oh shit. And you know what I did? I grabbed that wig and I just went, gitchy, gitchy, I got
Like a professional.
I was so embarrassed. I mean, I think about it now and I laugh. I ended up laughing about it afterwards. Those theaters were packed with lots of people. And I could hear the people going, oh, and I was like, oh man.
What was the feedback?
Nobody said anything. We didn't have like a meet and greet or anything after.
Oh, but like you didn't have any like feedback from directors or whatever? Be like, oh, good job, Candace, staying in character.
No, nobody said nothing. I think it's one of those things where people are like, she might be embarrassed, so we're not going to talk about it and pretend it didn't happen.
That's a good call.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that was one of those moments. And I mean, literally is wearing this cute little, like, we called them our little Muppet jackets because they were little like fur coats, but they weren't real fur coats. And then we wore like these cute boy shorts and like a bustier. So, I'm trying to be all sexy and stuff. And then I was like, nope. And I think I was in the front too. So, which makes it even worse.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Except I'm not a drama geek, but I was having a makeout session. Things were getting hot and heavy makeout session. And at the time, it was when I had my shaved head, like shaved on the sides, the back, and then just like long hair, right? But I had my wig on, and then he like pulled it, and I was like, oh,
was he a white dude? Don't they know they ain't supposed to touch a black girl's hair?
I mean, people should know. Like, what do you do after that, dude? Like, what do you do after that? Do you just take it?
What did happen after that?
Yeah, I think that killed the moment, killed the vibe, and I was just like, well, put it back on like a hat. Like, I even would wear like a scarf over, like, have like the hippie look, right? And then that even came off too. And fuck, man.
Were you wearing a wig cap or was it just bare hair?
No, it was bare hair.
Yeah. I mean, at least it wasn't a wig cap.
It was like G.I. Joe popped out.
G.I. Jane?
Or yeah, should we say Chiffon? Chiffon came out.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, that was wild.
Yeah, so PSA to all you people that wear wigs, make sure you tighten them things up.
Don't do it. Don't.
Yeah, please don't touch a black woman's hair. Just don't touch people's hair, period. Okay? And especially a black woman's hair, whether you ask maybe. You can ask. We probably still gonna say no, but yeah. There we go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no. I'm actually, this is kind of like a random change of subject for a second, but Olivia, so I've been trying to teach myself how to do feed-in braids for her. So box braids. And it's not bad. It's not like the best, but it's like, it looks good. So, and everybody, anytime she gets that stuff done, or whenever her hair's all fresh and new, everyone just touches her hair. And she's always telling people no. And like, they still do it. I'm like, y'all need to teach your kids to leave the damn hands to themselves. And so, and she's just like, it just makes me feel, what did she say? What were the words? I can't remember, but she was very, very, she felt violated. And so I'm trying to help her understand that it's okay to be forceful and say, no, don't touch my hair. And so, but she's like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want them to feel bad. I said, honey, these are the moments where you don't need to care about their feelings, because they didn't care about yours when they just randomly came up and just touching your hair.
Exactly.
So
teach everyone boundaries and like, don't touch people's bodies,
Well, it's like I told you guys about the time when that boy unprovokedly, is that a word?
Sure.
He kissed her without her permission.
I think you did tell me.
I tell you guys about that? Yeah. So for viewers and listeners, so long story short, so my daughter, they were getting ready to leave for the day. So like they have the kids lined up, getting ready for carpool. And so she was by this boy and one of her girlfriends in line, and he looks at her, or he goes up to her, kisses her on the chin, and she's just like shocked, like, okay, what just happened here? So she looks at her friend behind her and she kind of, looks at her and is like, ew, like what just happened? She was in some sort of state of shock. And so he looks her dead in the face and slaps her in the face. I was like, listen, that boy got suspended real quick because I was like, ain't nobody touching my baby like that and getting away with it. So, but yeah, teach your kids to keep them hands to themselves or you're going to see these hands.
As they say,
Okay.
catch me outside.
Catch me outside. But yeah, worst dates. Have you had a worst date, LaToya?
No,
You
I
have an
didn't date a lot
experience?
in my life, so I'm trying to think.
Ooh, I have one.
Yeah, you all dated way more than I
Okay.
have,
Well, y'all are
so
thinking.
yes.
I feel that's false. I hang out.
Hang out. That's now the terminology for
First-
today's dates. Okay.
Anyway, so I was, again, this was G Unit. So I think we were on our way to seeing some show. Whatever what we were going to do is irrelevant. G came with us. And so I took it as like a date kind of with the family, I guess. We were in the car. He was sitting, I was laying on his lap, and my hands were like this, and he was holding my hands. And so I didn't want to like let my hands go, but my nose was running and it ran down onto my lips. And then he kissed me. And then he's like, Is that lip gloss?" And I was like I was like, "Yeah. Yeah." So
That's so gross.
apparently my snot tastes like salty lip gloss.
I think I died inside.
I mean that's not embarrassing, but I think it's funny.
I would have been so
Me
embarrassed.
too.
I mean,
First of all, I
how
would have been like, I got to go wipe my nose.
he didn't know. He didn't know.
No, but I
Yeah,
would have let those hands go and be like, excuse me for a moment. I need
Yeah.
to
Excuse me,
freshen
I'm
up.
Viola Davising right, so I need her to get me a tissue.
Yep.
It
Oh
was
my
my
gosh.
first boyfriend. I just wanted to reap all the, just live in the moments, and it was just a moment I lived too much in. But it's fine. It's whatever. I think it's funny. Anyway,
Interesting.
What about you?
My worst, because honestly, I didn't date a lot either. But this date, there was two. So the first one that I think was one of the worst was, so there's this guy and I can't remember how we met. So, but anyway, we go on this date. He takes me to a restaurant, which was nice and all that stuff. But, and mind you, I don't mind going Dutch and all that stuff. So I don't want anyone to be like, oh, he's just trying to save money. So we went to this restaurant. Dude immediately says, oh, we're going to have water. And which, okay, fine. But also, can I ask for that and not you, please? And then they come back to give us our waters and they're like, what would you like to eat? And, they talk to me first because, ladies first. And so he's like, we're going to just share a plate. So I have this coupon here. So just make sure that we get the 50% off on the bill. So they brought an extra plate, which, again, fine. And that wasn't the worst part. And honestly, I really didn't mind then at the time, but what made me bothered about it is bitch made me pay for the popcorn, the drinks, the candy, and the movie ticket. It's so you paid probably $15 for the whole thing, including tip. And then I spent all that money. I think nowadays I'd be like, that's not fair. But back then too, but the way that he said it to me, he's like, oh, you got this, right? What? And the guy thought we were going to go on another date. No.
Was that with Homeboy in Utah County?
No, that was the next worst date because that was probably one of my real first kisses. And when I tell you, I can still smell it.
How do I know what you're talking about? I'm disgusted for you. Oh, I already know what you're going to say.
He just when he kissed me, I mean, I wasn't, mind you, I was really young. I think I don't know if I was 18. Anyway, I was closer to either senior in high school or just graduated high school. So anyway, I can't remember exactly everything we did on the date, but I do remember one time he did take us to this not abandoned house, but there was a house that was being built and we did go there. It was kind of strange. But anyway, and remember, this is the guy that Dad set me up with. And I remember him looking like Adam Sandler. That's what I remember him looking like. So, but anyway, so he asked me if he could kiss me, at the end of the date, basically. Or no, we were at this house, right by his car. So I'm trying to remember everything as I'm going along. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't have no experience with kissing. That man, when I tell you, his whole mouth was all over my face. Like literally, like here's his mouth, and it's just like
Did he have
think
pancake
of
lips?
pancake lips. What's that?
Do you not know who's Zendaya's boyfriend? His lips are pancake lips, really flat.
Oh, no, honestly, I don't remember. I just remember all the slobber and the spit all over my face, like literally nose, like all this whole area. And I could still, to this day, smell it. Like this man, I cannot, like it was, and mind you, I know I probably wasn't that great either, but I was trying to do like, but he was like,
That sounds like
so
the
gross.
alien movie when it comes to your face.
It's like the Demogorgon.
Ew.
But
I
yeah.
remember you telling, I was like, how's your first date? Like, tell me about it. And you were like, and you know what that sounds like? He was trying to do like a walk to remember kind of night. He was like, we're going to go to this abandoned
Ugh.
house and just walk around. I got a little picnic. Like, I mean, or like not. Get some ice cream.
Well, did I tell you guys he wanted to marry me? He's like, I'm going to go on a mission, but I want you to be my wife.
Oh, this is a
Dude,
first
like,
date. And
no,
also
for
the
real.
sampling on my face is enough. Like, no, thank you.
Like, I have enough of your DNA on my face, okay? Like, I've had enough.
For the rest
I'm
of my
good.
life, that's a no thank you.
No, thank you. I'm busy. Yeah. It was
Ew.
so gross. I can, you know how there's certain smells and like tastes that you can just remember? Yeah, I can distinctly remember that without having it on my face anymore. Blech. That's gross. What about you, Cheryl? Have you had a worst date? I know you've had a couple things, but like worst date.
One more thing. Toya, you go.
I really don't have one. Like, you've had enough time to think. No, I really don't really have like those kinds of experiences. I mean, the only one that I'm like, oh, that was kind of fun, but it wasn't really a date. It was just like, it became kind of like a cute romantic thing, but I was like barely almost 15, and one of our neighborhood guys had like a double bike, and he was like, do you want to ride this bike with me? I said, sure. And so we did, and we ended up like riding around town together and like having really great conversations and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. I think his name was Eric. He was a very, very sweet guy. I don't know. I don't remember his last name, but like,
What happened to Eric? What happened to
I
him?
don't know. I don't know. I think he was a couple years older than me and probably graduated and then went off to college. But no, I don't think I've had like real embarrassing moments. I'm trying to reflect on even high school dances and stuff, and no.
I just remembered. Do you remember when we were doing hair and I did the Abraham Lincoln AB baby and I did the little booty drop and my pants ripped in the
Yes.
middle? That was embarrassing too.
I remember.
And I was wearing a thong and I was like, damn, people can see my booty cheeks.
I thought you got hurt or something because you went right to the ground. I was like, oh no, is she okay? If you don't know,
Nope, my pants
Candace and I
ripped.
did the musical Hair together. It was our first play or musical that we've ever done together at that time. And so when Candace was singing a song, we had, what did you do? Like, did you do like a drop and then pop back up?
Yeah, I had to do like a little like drop down low to the flow type thing, and it was like a booty like
And
You
then
know?
pop back up. But then she did it and then she didn't come back up. And I was like, oh no, she like pop a knee. Like, what happened? And then I'm like freaking out, but trying to keep the show going. And I'm like trying to check on her.
Right?
I'm like, are you good? Do you need some help? Did you like bust your knee? Like, what's going on? And then to find out she just split her pants. And I was like, okay, that explains it.
See, and it's like, and I was so embarrassed. And I think too, I think I had to do the rest of the show that way. Because I think we were in
We
second
were
act.
in second act. There was
Ugh.
no leaving. It was good mornings.
And we were on that
Yep.
we were on that
Yes.
stage like the
And
whole
your
time.
ass was saying, good morning, sunshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle
gosh.
above us, we twinkle below.
Stop.
Sorry, I had to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember that. And yeah, to this day I'm kind of traumatized by doing booty drops.
Yeah, that's understandable. Just, just twerk.
Yeah. Work, 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 work. Yeah, no. I don't
Ugh, I'm like, God, when it comes to those stories, I'm like, I'm kind of boring. I don't like it. Okay, I got one more.
Oh, okay.
And
Tell
I think
us.
I'm good. So everyone knows I'm really bad at saving contacts, but at the time I had the Evo from Sprint, I loved that Evo. That was my favorite
Oh,
phone.
a phone? Okay.
Yes, phone. So,
'Cause I was thinking
me not
contacts
saving
as in like
contacts.
contacts.
No, phone,
Me
phone.
too,
I don't
sis.
Okay.
save contacts.
Did you
I
see how
still
Candace
don't
and I
save
had like a
contacts.
record scratch look on our face? We were like, phone. We're there with you.
Anyway, so my Evo at the time would, if I clicked on a text thread, it would actually take me to someone else's text thread. And a lot of times I wouldn't realize that because I don't save contacts, right? So all I see is just seven or it's just 10 digits. So there was this one particular guy that I really, really wanted to hang out with. He was so fucking hot, dude. He was on the emo side, long hair, piercings, tattoos. I was like 19, 20. I was like, hell yeah, this is it. And then there was another guy that I was avoiding, wanted nothing to do with. This is like MySpace days. So I texted hot guy and I was like, hey dude, do you want to go to Boondocks? This is when I was like hanging out at mom's house. And so I'm like, do you want to go to Boondocks later on tonight? And he's like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I was like so blown away. I was like, this guy really wants to hang out with me. Like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then I pull up, "Hey, man, I'm here." I'm looking all freaking hot, right? And then he's like, "I'm here too." And then, um, I'm trying to, like, obviously meet up with him, and he's like, I'll meet you at so and so, whatever." And then, lo and behold, it's the guy that I was actually trying to ignore and ghost and all that good jazz. The phone took me to his text thread, and I made plans with him and not the hot guy. And so I'm like, "Fuck, dude. Now I gotta boondocks for like a fucking few hours with this dude." It was like not good. I actually did actually have a good time. I did have some fun, but he then kissed me at the end of it, and I was like, "Fuck, how do you get out of this? Like, how do you get out of that?" Because I was like
Don't
going
kiss
hot
him.
and heavy on the text thread. You know what I mean? And so I was like,
I mean,
but
I
yeah,
guess,
it kind of the same thing. I was just trying to peck, and then he was just like, "What's
oof.
up, bitch?" I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Ew.
It was
Probably was
wild.
thinking that
Anyway,
he's
so
gonna
the
go.
Evo.
He probably was thinking he's gonna go to Boondocks after, and you're like, mm-mm.
Not
I'm
boondocks.
trying to dock so I can get out of this.
You feel good about that joke?
I do. It's really good.
I think
He
you're
was
gonna have
expecting
to take that
Boondocks
back to
to
the
Boondocks. Okay.
girl. You kill me. Anyway, that's my
Well,
stories for the day.
well, then let's go into joy of the week.
I made a sure. I made it home. Any trip that I flew, I made it to my destination safely because there's some really wild stuff that's happening in the airline industry right now. Really, really wild stuff.
Well, what's your joy of the week, Candace?
My joy of the week has been, I always, you guys know me. I always like try to think of something like deep, or not like deep, but I'm always trying to think of, the most, I think, but really I just need to just focus on like the simple. Okay, this is so random, but so my car, I bought a brand new car I think it's been almost 3 years now. And so I have a Nissan Rogue and the warranty is coming up. So, and apparently they said nothing's wrong with the axle, but they said there was a little leak going on. And they said, hey, it's nothing to really worry about right now, but your warranty's expiring. So we'd rather you get it fixed now than have to pay for it outside of warranty. And I was like, hell yeah, let's get this done. Cause that stuff costs so much money. And in this economy right now, no thanks. So it was nice to be able to get that done. And, they Ubered me to work, and which was interesting because I don't really like doing Ubers by myself, but it was fine. It was also weird being in the back seat because I normally am in the passenger side or the driver's seat. So it felt weird, it was interesting. But no, that's my joy because car troubles are not fun.
For real.
What about you, Toy?
This last weekend, I went to an artist retreat, and it was really, really great to be there with like-minded folks to talk about art and stuff. And I've been writing a screenplay for a while, and it was fun to take one of the pages of the scene and putting it on film. So, and then we all watched it. So I did a little bit of acting, I did a little bit of writing, I did a little bit of behind the scenes directing, and then we were able to watch the little quick, like 1 minute and a half film that we put together. It was pretty cool. So that was my
Do you
joy.
have copies of it so we can see it?
They're gonna send it to us sometime. I gotta check in with my friend to see when are we gauging it because I would like to have it. So it would be
Oh
helpful for
yeah.
writing purposes just to write the scene a little bit better.
Right. Right. I love that. I love that for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I saw some of your stories over the weekend and I was like, oh, this looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really
Oh, and you went with Chris and, there was a couple other people that I recognized, but I don't really know who they are. I think,
mhm.
wasn't Elijah there?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, he was the one that was in the show that you directed, right? What was the show? What was that show called again?
Whitelisted.
Oh my gosh. I still think about that show to this day. Like that show
Yeah,
was, listen, y'all,
it's
get
good.
into it. If you ever get a chance to see Whitelisted, watch it. It's a very powerful, very,
Or produce it.
there's,
Produce it. It's a stage play.
it's
So
really, really good.
yeah.
And if you want, have LaToya direct it because she's really awesome at it.
Well, I was going to say, look up the playwright because she also does television shows. I think it's called, oh, what is it called? Currently on Stars. It's called Three Women on Stars. Good stuff.
Thank you so much for joining Sistas Unscripted. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Fanbase, Instagram. We're on literally all the things. And if you wouldn't mind doing us a favor, we want to get more people listening to our show, watching our show, like our show, review it. Please be nice. Actually, we're into feedback too. So, but be nice.
Also, what's up in Ghana?
Yeah, which is so cool. We've had people listening in from Ghana and we've had people listening in from the UK as well as Japan.
The UK.
Which is
What's going on with my beans and toast? No?
beans and toast.
You haven't
No.
eaten beans and toast. Y'all, it's been real. It's been real nice. Keep following us for this tomfoolery.
Also, if you have any questions for us, you can send us an email at sistersunscripted@gmail.com or you can send us a DM on one of our platforms on social media. Thanks again for sticking with us. Sisters out.